Good afternoon, College of Education degree candidates. I'm Charles Martinez, Dean of the College of Education at the University of Texas at Austin. As I stand here today in our home together, the George I. Sanchez building, on our beloved University of Texas at Austin campus, I am filled with many emotions. As a member of our College of Education and Longhorn community, I am sad not to see you and your loved ones in person today, to share your smiles and tears of joy as we celebrate your amazing achievement with all of the pomp and circumstance you so richly deserve. However, as your dean, I am so incredibly proud of the enormous sacrifice, the unwavering commitment, and the astonishing labor each and every one of you has put into earning your degree from the College of Education. Your accomplishment is exceptional. You have devoted yourself to rigorous and demanding work in order to achieve this goal. It is a labor that is more important than ever, as the work we do in health and education has never been more vital than in this moment, during and after this public health crisis that has disrupted the lives of us all. The fact that you persevered to achieve this goal in the midst of a global pandemic is even more remarkable. I am in awe of you, each and every one of you. I am in awe of the support you have undoubtedly received from your families and friends, from your communities, from your peers, and from your colleagues. None of us makes it through anything alone. And so, I want to take this time to recognize those among you who have helped lift you up so that you can go on to lift up so many others. I also want to acknowledge our first-generation graduates. As a first-generation college graduate myself, I join the University of Texas community in recognizing you. If you are the first in your family to be graduating from college today, please know that we are so excited to recognize and honor you. I mentioned that the work of education and health is more vital than ever. Disrupting education and health disparities has always been the focus of our work before the pandemic, and it is the work that is profoundly more important now. What you have started here in the halls of Sanchez and Belmont on the University of Texas campus is meaningful work that will truly change the world. Today, we are so honored to celebrate that work and to celebrate your achievements. Today, we are so honored to celebrate you. Next, you'll hear from 3 inspiring speakers, followed by remarks from our own Richard Hogeda. And we are also so fortunate to have Dr. Julieta García give our commencement keynote address today. A first-generation college graduate, Dr. García served as president of University of Texas, Brownsville for 22 years. Dr. García has been a champion of equity, an extraordinary educator, and a monumental leader in higher education. She is also a proud alumna of UT Austin, where she earned her doctorate in 1976. As our keynote speaker, she will share her story of resilience, determination, and her amazing lifelong journey in education. I can't wait for you to hear her. Class of 2020, you have so much to be proud of. Today is your day to shine. Hook 'em.
Hello and welcome to all the families, friends, and loved ones that are watching. I know this occasion isn't what we had all imagined, but honestly, thank goodness I get to make this speech talking to my computer screen and not 3,000 people. No, I'm kidding. It's an absolute honor to be before you today, and I truly wish we could be together in person. My thoughts are with you all, and I hope you're figuring out how to function in this new normal of ours. I've been incredibly impressed and inspired by the way that UT students and staff have come together during this time. There is so much love and compassion within this college, and I'm incredibly thankful for the support I've received, not only over the past couple of months, but the past 5 years I've been at UT. Future teachers, I will say this. If you can student teach through a global pandemic, you're prepared for anything teaching throws at you. I'm tired of hearing the phrase unprecedented and uncertain times, and I hope y'all are too. But these past couple of months have definitely shown us that the real world is a scary place, and I've often found myself unsure if I'll be able to take it on alone. It's become increasingly obvious that life is full of uncomfortable and uncertain moments. This global pandemic is a huge testament to that, and as much as we will want to be in control of every situation, we won't always be able to. But you're allowed to ask for help. Shocking, I know. And as long as you're doing your best, you have to give yourself grace, patience, and compassion. You deserve it. Within my first 2 months at UT, my mother passed away unexpectedly. I was scared, helpless, depressed, and completely uncertain. I had no idea what to do and no idea how to cope. I leaned into school and threw myself into getting a 4.0, which I did not get, by the way. But the thing about grieving is that you feel like your whole world is falling apart and you can't put it back together. And the worst part is no one seems to notice. The world keeps spinning, the sun keeps shining, the days keep going by, and you're still held to the expectations of school or your job. You wish it could all just go away, but you can't move past the pain. You have to live through it, lean into it, learn to use it as a strength, and you'll get there. All this to say, it's when we are uncomfortable and uncertain that the most incredible changes come. I became stronger, more confident, and surer of myself than ever before in the years following my mom's passing. And I can confidently say that although it was the hardest thing I've ever experienced, it also is the part of my story in which I grew the most. So lean into your discomfort and let it lead you to change for the better. And most importantly, tell the people you care about you love them more often. I know I'm not the only one that has felt this type of uncertainty and discomfort. Everyone sitting here today has their own story and their own journey to the exact place you're watching me from now. Your experiences, challenges, setbacks, and successes have made you who you are today. We all belong here, and you all deserve to be here now. You've earned it. I truly hope you are all proud of yourselves because you should be. I also hope you have the courage to share your story and your hearts with others. Being vulnerable is incredibly hard, but it's also extraordinarily courageous. Only when we are all able to truly empathize with each other, value each other's experiences, and take the time to learn from those around us will we be at peace with one another. If you haven't seen Brene Brown's talk on the difference between empathy and sympathy, go watch it. After all this is done, obviously. I don't know what it will take, but I want to believe it's possible to live in a world where anyone, no matter their sexual orientation or the color of their skin, can go for a run, can sit in their home, or ask a police officer for help and not be terrified of the outcome. I want to live in a world where we all respect each other. But in order for that to happen, we not only have to share our stories and our hearts, but we have to be ready to listen, to truly recognize our own privileges and listen. As we all sit here today, I hope you are able to recognize that you have gained a privilege today. We have all graduated from the University of Texas at Austin, one of the best universities in not only Texas, but the world. Did you know that the UT Longhorn is the most recognized college symbol across the whole world? I should probably fact check that. But the hundreds of people I've given UT admissions tours to have never questioned me. I mean, come on, we're awesome. But we're also privileged. No matter how you got here, you're privileged to be here now. I'm not saying you didn't earn it. I'm not saying you don't deserve it. You most certainly do. But don't let that privilege blind you too often. In the famous words of Chimamanda Adichie, sometimes you will need to push that privilege aside in order to see more clearly. Although I urge you to recognize your privilege, I also urge you to use it to better the world. This doesn't mean you have to do anything big. You don't have to win a Grammy Award, you don't have to win a Nobel Peace Prize, and you don't have to become a best-selling author, although all are possible for a UT grad. But imagine the impact we get to make. Imagine how we get to use our stories to inspire and influence those around us. Teachers, you have the ability to change the lives of so many kids and help them grow to become passionate and driven people. And for those of you in applied movement and science, kinesiology, athletic training, sports management, y'all have the ability to save people's lives by educating them about good health practices, helping them recover from an injury, or teaching them to be part of a team. No matter what you do after college, no matter where you go, the impact we are all able to make on the world around us is limitless. Don't forget that. Katie Tackett, Cohort F supervisor for the special education program, has taught me so much. She's taught me to see the best in people, to treat everything as a learning experience, and most importantly, that we belong to each other. And we do. We belong to each other. Katie, thank you for everything. Just tossed, words alone cannot express how much you have influenced me and changed my life for the better. Cohort F, y'all have my heart. Sawyer Tedder, your support, kindness, and listening ear have helped me overcome so many challenges. You are truly a light to everyone around you, and I strive to embody your spirit and passion every day. To my family, you've seen me through the hardest times of my life, and I wouldn't be where I am without your unconditional love. To the graduates, you still have so much to learn, and the world is scary, but we are far more prepared than we realize. I have absolute confidence that each and every one of us will go out and change the world, one story and one person at a time. From the bottom of my heart, congratulations. And of course, look up.
Welcome administrators, professors, families, friends, and members of the class of 2020. I am honored and humbled to address you today on behalf of the graduate students. My name is Cori, Salmerón, and I am graduating with a doctorate in curriculum instruction with an emphasis on language and literacy studies. So first, I want to acknowledge this unprecedented situation. We have been quarantined for the past 10 weeks. Our final semester was cut off and we had to work so hard and be flexible to get here. Thank you to all of the professors, administrators, family, and friends who have helped us along the way. We are celebrating our graduation in a way that none of us expected. I know I didn't imagine sitting here in my full robe at my kitchen table, giving a speech with my fingers crossed that my baby son does not wake up. But we are still celebrating, and I am honored to share some of my thoughts with you today. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to share with y'all, a dicho that my abuela used to tell us came to my mind. Dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres. This translates to, tell me who you walk with, and I will tell you who you are. You can learn so much about a person by looking at who they surround themselves with. And when I think about why the College of Education at UT is unique, it's not the beautiful, historical Sanchez building, but rather the people. The relationships that we have developed and we sustain are directly related to what we've accomplished here. So today I'm going to talk about the role of mentorship in my time here through my relationships with my two dissertation co-chairs, Dr. Joe Worthy and Dr. Tracy Flores. Each played important and different roles in my development as a scholar and illustrate critical aspects of mentorship. I encourage you all to reflect on mentorship as an important part of our careers. As we build our futures in this new normal, it is particularly important for us to actively care for these relationships, which will be even more crucial for our success and the success of those around us. So I'm going to take it back to the beginning, even before I came into graduate school, to tell the story of my mentoring relationships here. So in 2014, I applied to the master's program, intending to acquire my second master's to be a curriculum specialist. Now, I had written in my application about wanting to pursue a Ph.D., but in the future, but I didn't think I was ready, and I was really insecure in my identity as someone who could do research. Now, luckily, there was someone who saw this potential in me to be a researcher, and after I applied to the master's program, I got an email from Dr. Worthy that encouraged me to pursue a PhD since I already had a master's and considerable classroom experience. She also noted there was a possibility of a fellowship should I pursue a PhD. Well, that possibility of a fellowship was enough to encourage me to join the PhD program, even though I really wasn't sure about myself as a researcher yet. So in 2015, I started the PhD program and I found I thoroughly enjoyed the work. I became involved in a range of fascinating projects, and Dr. Worthy encouraged my diverse interests. While I enjoyed this work and gained many new skills, I still didn't see myself pursuing a career in research. I just wasn't sure. Now, in 2017, Dr. Tracy Flores came to UT. She is a Chicana scholar and a mother to a young daughter. At this time, I was formulating my PhD project and also considering starting a family. I was privileged to work with her in her first Somos Escritoras summer workshop, which was a space for Latinx girls to share their lived experience through writing and art and theater. Now, this program combined research with working directly with students and their families, which really is my passion. In Dr. Flores, I saw a path into an academic career that I identified with, and for the first time, that path had really started to make sense for me and encouraged me to pursue that path. And there's a happy ending to this story. In the fall, I will be a member of Georgia State University as an assistant professor in literacy, and I'm very fortunate to have this be the beginning of my new career. And so when I'm thinking through mentorship and the two examples that I've given you, I really see that they have two different elements of mentorship within them. So that I hope to embody in my own career and that I encourage all of us to think through. So without Dr. Worthy's gentle encouragement to reach for that higher goal and support of my diverse research interests, I would not be here today. Without the role model of a Chicana scholar and a fellow mother to a young child, Dr. Flores provided me, I would not be here today. And in my time at UT, I've also tried to serve as a mentor myself through inviting fellow students into research opportunities and helping them to assess their own goals and the steps necessary to achieve those goals. As we move forward into our new careers in this most unusual of times, these mentoring relationships will take on new importance and require special attention in order to continue to be productive. Now, there's a lot of talk about when things will go back to normal, but now is not the time to go back to business as usual. As educators, we have the opportunity to make lasting change for our students, but we can't do it alone. I encourage you to maintain and develop new mentoring relationships, because when we work in solidarity, we can create a new normal. Once again, congratulations. I really hope that we don't let our achievements be overshadowed by these circumstances, and we all take time to celebrate. Thank you for your time.
My father was born in Monterrey, Mexico, and immigrated to the U.S. during the Mexican Revolution. He was a legal resident alien and carried a green card every day of his life. My mother was born in Harlingen, Texas, where the Mexican children attended a segregated school and could swim in the public pool only one day a year. The next day, the pool was drained and cleaned. My parents came of age in the Rio Grande Valley during the Great Depression, a time when a college education was out of reach for most, and certainly for them. And although both had excelled while in high school, my mother even being named salutatorian of her graduating class, neither was able to attend college. Their unfulfilled dreams for a college education fueled their desire to make sure that my brothers and I got ours. Every month, my parents placed $5 into savings accounts designed for one purpose: to fund our college education. It was not because they had a lot of money, quite the contrary. My father's first job was as a janitor, although he eventually worked his way up to manage the same office where he had once emptied trash cans. Our mother died at the very young age of 40. I was 9, my brothers were 11 and 5. My father raised my brothers and me pretty much alone. One evening after our mother had died, I remember my father sitting down at my mother's sewing machine. At first he just stared at it. Then he called for me and asked that I help him thread the needle so he could mend something. After our mother's death, jobs in our home were not gendered. We all took turns doing whatever needed to be done. And expectations were not gendered either. All three of us were expected to go to college and succeed. One day our father sat the three of us down and told us that we had survived the most difficult thing for a child, the loss of our mother. He proclaimed, as if anointing us with a sacred power, nothing that will ever happen in your life from now on will be worse than what you have already survived. You are the stronger for it. I wasn't exactly sure what he meant by that. It wasn't until much later, as life's challenges presented themselves one by one, that I came to understand the power and strength that he had given us with those sacred words. After completing my freshman year at our local community college, I married at age 19 and moved to Houston so my husband could get a job while I went to the University of Houston. I finished my bachelor's degree, and a few months after graduation, we had our first baby. I had applied to start graduate school at the urging of my husband. He said, "We're already here in Houston, we're used to being poor, and college seems easy for you." So almost as a lark, I applied for a graduate program in classical rhetoric and public address. I had been an English major, I had debated in college, and loved the idea of studying classical rhetoric. To my great surprise, I was accepted for the fall semester. I was the only Latina or Latino in the master's program. And then, much to my surprise, I found out I was pregnant again. So now I had a 4-month-old, I was starting graduate school, and I was expecting our second baby. My husband would work a shift that would allow him to take care of the baby when I went to class in the morning. I would race home after class and he would go to work from 3 to 11. The next day, we would repeat the drill. Miraculously, it worked. Some weeks were better than others, but 2 years later, we had 2 babies. I had completed my master's degree and we were on our way back home to Brownsville. We bought a small house and settled in. I taught at the community college where I had begun my own college education just a few years earlier. I was now 23 and began teaching students that were often older than I was. My best students were Vietnam veterans that I had gone to high school with. They had come to know firsthand the suffering of a dreadful war and felt privileged to have returned and now be in college. You've heard that we learn more than we teach from our students. I learned humility and honor from them. After teaching for about 2 years, I ached for more. One day, on an old-fashioned bulletin board in the faculty study, I read an announcement about a Ford Foundation fellowship that would fund my entire doctoral studies if I could get it. I remember telling my husband about it. After all, if I got it, we'd have to move away from our hometown again. He would have to find a new job again. We would have to leave my father yet again. And now we had a 3- and 4-year-old. That night, I asked my husband about what he thought about me applying, almost without hesitation. He said, "Dale gas, give it a try." After a complicated process, I received word that I had been awarded the Ford Fellowship. All I needed now was to get admitted to UT. This was 1974. The number of doctorates being awarded to Latinos nationwide was less than 1%. Thank goodness I didn't know the odds were so great in those days against me succeeding. But if I did get into UT, then we needed to try to get married student housing. My husband needed to find a job in Austin, and I needed a good school for my 3- and 4-year-old babies. I was willing to tackle all of that, but first, I had to be accepted to UT Austin. I had applied and had received a letter saying I was one of many qualified applicants. They would get back to me. It wasn't a rejection, but it wasn't an acceptance either. So I decided to call the person who had sent me the letter. I called and explained that I needed to know as soon as possible if I had been accepted. She said she would get back to me. A week later, I called her again. A week later, I called her again. Same response each time. Now, you and I know that I was treading on thin ice by this time. In Spanish, estaba molestando. In English, I was being bothersome at best. But I had to know quickly. There was much yet to do. So I called a 5th time. I said, "This is," and she said, "I know who this is." She placed my call on hold, or so she thought. Instead, I was in a conference call between she and the chairman of the department. I didn't breathe. I didn't want them to know that I was still on the call. They talked, and finally the chairman said, "Oh, let her in." She pressed a button, taking him off the call, and said to me, after serious consideration, I thought, I know, I heard every word, she said, "You're in." What if I hadn't made that 5th call? What if I had thought that maybe I wasn't meant to go on and get the doctorate? It never occurred to me. I knew if I could get in, I'd do well because I wanted it so badly. How many times have you thought about giving up because you've let yourself believe that maybe it wasn't meant to be, or maybe I wasn't the right candidate after all, or maybe these programs are for others, but not for me? How might my life have changed if I hadn't made that 5th call? We moved to Austin, into married student housing, found a wonderful Montessori school for my babies, and I thought I'd died and gone to heaven because UT had 26 libraries at the time. I swore I would study in each of them, and I did. 3 years later, we moved back home again, now with a doctorate in hand. That doctorate armed and prepared me for a life doing work that matters. 10 years later, I would be named president of the community college, where I first began my own college studies. Later, I would be named president of the University of Texas at Brownsville, a university that we established and that graduated over 35,000 students while I was president. Later, I would help lead the effort to establish the first new university in the United States of the 21st century, UT Rio Grande Valley, with its own medical school, ensuring that never again will a child grow up in the Rio Grande Valley without the benefit that my own parents yearned for, a public, affordable, high-quality university education. And later, I would serve as a member of the board of the Ford Foundation and get to do work that matters on behalf of Ford in Brazil, Peru, Mexico, Vietnam, India, and South Africa. We're given the privilege of a high-quality public education to use for ourselves, of course, but also to do work that matters for others. I know my parents are proud of their legacy. My older brother's a nurse, my younger brother's an engineer with 2 degrees from UT. In 1 generation, we went from carrying a green card and not being able to swim in the public pool to saving lives, designing innovative computer systems, and building a university. But along the way, I would also be sued by the Department of Homeland Security because I would not sign permission for them to build a wall on our campus. I thought often of my father's words about strength and resilience during the year we spent in federal court. But today, there is no 18-foot border wall on our campus. We did work that matters. I don't know why we have to lose people we love to make us stronger. I don't know why we have to suffer this horrific pandemic to learn important lessons about being responsible global citizens or about preparedness, innovation, and collaboration. But I do know that we must never give in or give up. I do know that we will learn from this terrible COVID-19 time. And I do know that tomorrow always brings hope, and that the world has never needed each of you graduates more than it does now to survive and thrive. I congratulate you for your own success during this difficult time. And just as my father pronounced those sacred words to me, I now pronounce them to each of you. You too are resilient. You too are powerful. You have survived a worldwide pandemic. Felicidades, there's much yet to do, and we're counting on each of you to do work that matters.
Good afternoon, class of 2020. I'm Richard Hogeda, Assistant Dean for Student Affairs. Over the past 4 years, I've had the pleasure of getting to know many of you through the Office of Student Affairs. Today, I have the honor of recognizing the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral candidates of the College of Education's Spring 2020 graduating class. Our undergraduate students will receive their Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology and Health, Bachelor of Science in Athletic Training, and Bachelor of Science in Applied Learning and Development. Our graduate students will receive their Master of Arts, Master of Education, Master of Science, Doctor of Philosophy, and Doctor of Education in the following departments: Curriculum and Instruction, Educational Leadership and Policy, Educational Psychology, Kinesiology and Health Education, and Special Education. Graduates who are eligible to receive university honors have an additional note on their recognition slide. Honors are based on current cumulative GPAs. And let me repeat that again. Honors are based on current cumulative GPAs and are subject to change pending the results of spring grades. So right about now, those final papers, projects, and tests could be pretty important. We are also pleased to recognize students who are completing our teacher certification program and are not degree candidates in the College of Education. They are either completing degrees in other colleges or are post-baccalaureate certification students. And now, on behalf of the staff in the Office of Student Affairs and all of your advisors within the College of Education, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Spring and Summer 2020 graduating class of the College of Education at the University of Texas at Austin. Please take a moment to view your own personal slide below, as well as the slides of your classmates. We are so proud of all your accomplishments and can't wait to see how you change the world. Congratulations, class of 2020, and hook 'em.
Hello everyone, my name is Jorge BURMICKY and I'm graduating in the program of Higher Educational Leadership. And I want to use this time to recognize the faculty and staff from the Department of Educational Leadership and Policy, as well as George Sanchez on Twitter for being so supportive of my experiences here at UT Austin. And I also want to congratulate my fellow graduates, particularly those who were working full-time, parenting, and producing outstanding research in the middle of this pandemic. I have no doubt that your resilience will pay off and will change the world.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. I know it didn't end quite the way we expected, but I'm so proud of us for making it this far. I just wanted to give a huge shout out to the kinesiology department, especially my advisor Ryan and Dr. Dixie Stanforth for being my mentor throughout this entire process of my undergraduate career and for getting me ready for graduate school at UT in the fall. Especially huge shout out to my family and friends. I couldn't have made it without you. Thank you so much. Congrats, class of 2020.
Hey Longhorns, my name is Maddie Geiger. After graduation, I'll be moving to Durham, North Carolina to pursue my doctorate in physical therapy at Duke University. Hook 'em forever.
Hi, my name is Jessica Fry and I'm graduating with my Ph.D. in Educational Leadership and Policy. I just wanted to tell all of my fellow Longhorn grads, congratulations, and that even though this doesn't really look the way that we thought it would this semester, we still accomplished something great and should be very proud. Hook 'em horns.
This message is for Katie Tackett and Cohort F. Thank you, Katie, for being our biggest advocate and supporter. You are so strong and so inspiring, and you made my UT experience so special and so valuable. And to my Cohort F, I love you guys beyond words. I will take a piece of you everywhere I go. You all are amazing and passionate, and I'm so excited to see all the great things you accomplish. And I promise that today and every day I will work on becoming a better teacher. I have to, because I owe it to my students, I owe it to you guys, and I owe it to myself. Congrats, class of 2020.
Hello 2020 graduates, my name is Casey Walker. The College of Education is continually generating some of the nation's top educators, athletic trainers, sport managers, and healthcare workers such as therapists and doctors. But we wouldn't be where we are today without a little help along the way, and I would like to personally thank and recognize those people for me. To Phil and Dixie Stanforth, Dr. Sanders, Dr. Hunt, and Dr. Bartholomew, and my great advisors Jessica Silva and Ryan Nelson. I wouldn't be where I am today without each and every one of you. Thank you, and hug 'em.
Hey Longhorn teachers, I just want to give a shout out to Jillian Gilly and Dottie Hall for all the work they did with the Charles Buck Scholars in Raise Your Hand Texas. Because of all the events I met, I learned so much through the awesome professionals that we got to network with. And Jillian Gilly, thank you for the behind the scenes work you do with scholarship and grants and helping other college and education students. I appreciate both of you so much through my UT journey. I couldn't have been here without y'all.
My name is Vita Wade, and I want to say thank you to everyone who has supported and encouraged me during my time at UT. Specifically, thank you to my parents and my family, my advisor Jesse, my mentors John Doggett, Mimi Drumright, and Dr. Cokley. And thank you to my friends in the Color Complex for making these years more exciting than I could have anticipated. Congrats to the class of 2020, and hook 'em.
Congratulations to all the KHE graduates this year. Special shout out to my HBHE cohort, and a special thanks to Dr. Dixie Stanforth for bringing me on as her TA, and to all our students who have passed through our 332 and 327 classes these last 2 years. I wish y'all all the best, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Hook 'em.
Hi, my name is Annie Nguyen, and I'm honored to be graduating alongside such an inspirational group of students. I especially want to take this time to thank my special education professors. They have taught me the importance of sharing our stories. Everyone, regardless of the path that you've walked in life, has a story to share. And we should use our voices as graduates of the University of Texas at Austin to share those stories, to advocate for those who aren't yet able to share theirs, and most importantly, we should be mindful of everyone else's story. The more we listen, the more we're able to understand. Understanding leads to inclusivity, and inclusivity makes for a brighter world for all. Congratulations, class of 2020. We did it!
Now this is a story all about how an Ohio girl wound up in a big town. I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you why I'm a Longhorn, and I hope you'll care. In Oxford, Ohio, born and raised in the middle of a cornfield, spent most of my days wishing and hoping to be something more, took a step into Texas and I started to soar. When I got to UT, I started falling in love. Even though those classes were kind of tough, Cohort F became a crew. Now I wasn't scared. Thankfully, Jess and Katie were always there. I got me some boots and then it felt right. Started saying y'all and wearing orange and white. Now we're all graduating and we're ready to go. Time to start our lives and make that dough. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Hello graduates, this is Antoinette. I would typically be serving as your marshal at graduation and giving you lots of hugs and handshakes as you walked off stage. You should feel really proud of yourselves in this accomplishment. It took a lot of work, but guess what? You did it. Whatever you do, never stop learning, growing, and challenging yourselves to do your very best. And always remember, there's no limit to what you can do as long as you continue to believe in yourselves. You have made us so proud. Again, congratulations, Longhorns, and hook 'em.
Okay, this is strange. For the first time in my life, I wish I was in Gregory Gym on a ridiculously hot May afternoon after struggling to find a parking spot. And I know everyone watching wishes we were there too. But please know that the joy about graduation is the same, regardless of whether or not we're sweating together in Gregory Gym or we're huddled around computer screens. The class of 2020, y'all have worked so hard on and especially off the 40 acres. Congratulations. To my special education graduates, I missed you already, and I sincerely wish I could be there to give you all a hug after you walk off the stage today. But know that I am celebrating right alongside y'all. Congratulations, everyone, and hook 'em horns.
Hello, Longhorns, and congratulations on your graduation from the University of Texas at Austin. I can't tell you how proud we are of you, and everyone in Sanchez 216 has been grateful for everything you've done during your time on campus, whether that be 4 years ago, 8 years ago, 15 years ago, or even 30 years ago. You are now a graduate of the University of Texas at Austin, and no one, and I mean no one, can ever take that away from you. We can't wait to see the wonderful things you're going to do in the next chapters of your life, and like the song says, the eyes of Texas are upon you. So show your Longhorn pride, and last but not least, hook 'em horns.
I am so proud of each and every one of you. Finishing this semester has been the challenge of a lifetime, and you did it. So take time to celebrate this amazing accomplishment. But always remember that you are worthy of everything your future will bring you, just for being you. So stay true to yourselves, and as always, hook 'em.
Hey, class of 2020, I have put on my graduation gear to celebrate you. We may not be together in person, but we can still do our happy dance. I am so proud of you. What a delight to have worked with you and see you learn and grow so much. I am confident your lights will shine bright, no matter what. You will always be in my heart, and I wish you joy, now and forever. Hook 'em.
Hey, class of 2020. I just want to extend my biggest congratulations to all of you for achieving this major milestone in your life. I want you to know that while this journey is ending, a new and exciting one is yet to come. While there may be some struggles and obstacles you may face, please know that once a student, always a student, and I will never stop giving advice. Hook 'em.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jermina Awad.
And I'm Dr. Kevin Cokley, and we are both from the Department of Educational Psychology.
We'd both like to extend our sincerest congratulations to the graduating class of 2020.
It has been a long year and a particularly stressful semester. You have experienced what no other graduating class has ever experienced. We are incredibly proud that you have persevered and made it to the finishing line.
We have no doubt that you'll go out in the world and embody the motto of the University of Texas of what starts here changes the world. We look forward to watching you.
We are incredibly proud of all of you, and once again, congratulations to the class of 2020. Hook 'em horns.
Congratulations on graduation, and welcome to the Texas Exes family. Shout out to the special education majors. I'm so proud of all you have done in getting to this day. Like one of my favorite teachers used to say, whatever you do it right, make it big, and give it class. Congrats, class of 2020. Hook 'em.
Greetings, class of 2020. It's Dr. Rich Reddick, Associate Dean for Equity, Community Engagement, and Outreach in the College of Education. And I wish we could be here together in front of the tower celebrating you. But in lieu of that, I want to say how proud I am of your accomplishments and how much I look forward to seeing you back on campus in person. Congratulations, hook 'em horns, and all the best for the future.
Good afternoon, 2020 graduates. I'm Beth Malik. I'm on the faculty in the College of Education, and today I want to give a shout out to all of our 2020 graduates who will be teachers. You have prepared well, you have gone through a pretty difficult semester, and you have excelled. You are ready to change the world. Congratulations, and hook 'em horns.
Class of 2020, congratulations, and a special shout out to my KHE folks, and an extra special shout out to my sport management and physical culture and sports graduating class. I'm so proud of you guys and all the work that you have done, and I know that we are all heartbroken about what was taken away at the end of the year, but there's so much more that no one can ever take away from you. The memories, the experiences, the education, all of that you will have forever. So again, we are so proud of you, and I'm so excited for what is to come. Congratulations, and hook 'em.
As an academic advisor, I get the extreme pleasure of being able to watch you build skills as you overcome each and every challenge that comes your way. Whether it was getting over the homesickness, or building friendships, or dealing with registration, or sharing your screen on Zoom on your final semester. All of those skills that you've built are going to be necessary for the world outside of UT. And that world needs you now more than ever before. I'm, for one, really excited to see what kind of impact your class is going to have on the world. Congratulations, class of 2020. You did it. Hook 'em.
Congratulations, 2020 graduates, on your achievement. Si se pudo, cohorte D. Remember where you have been and those who came before you. Honor grandparents, parents, any and all who have inspired you in your journey. Always remember that having present who you are will guide you as you forge your legacy, drawing strength from where you have been.
Congratulations, class of 2020. We are thrilled to greet you. As you begin the next stages in your journey, we'd like to leave you with 3 B's. The first, be a learner. This means recognizing that you always need to grow, learn, and work hard to become the very best you can be.
The second, be yourself. Be authentic. Be your very best self to all those you come in contact with.
And finally, be kind. You have been given many blessings and a wonderful education here at the University of Texas at Austin. Make sure that you share that with the world and be kind to others.
Congratulations
and hook 'em.
Congratulations to all of you, class of 2020. You will make a difference. You will make us proud. You will change the future. Though this cliched language is all about the future, know that you are already doing each of these things. You are already making a difference each and every day. You are already making us all so very proud, and you are already changing the world. Okay.